So, with Napoleon defeated, European powers have to figure out what to do with the mess that he caused. Because as he conquered Europe, he literally redrew the map of Europe. He ended some countries, created new countries, gave thrones to his brothers and sisters. Right now that he's defeated, they had to put Europe back together again, and they had to figure out how to do that and what will Europe look like now that Napoleon is defeated. So, the leading European nations gather together at Vienna. Britain's there, Russia's there, Austria's there, Prussia's there. All the major players are there, and they decide on some basic principles. One is the principle of legitimacy. This is the idea that they are going to put the rightful monarchs back on the throne. So, for instance, that you put the Bourbon family back on the throne in France, right? You get the throne of Spain back to the Spanish royal family. You're trying to put everything back the way it was before Napoleon and the French Revolution. They're also guided by this idea that they want to maintain a balance of power. They want to make sure that one country doesn't become too powerful. They kind of want everything to calm down for a while and stay the same and stay stable and stay balanced. And so the Congress of Vienna, they're guided by the principles of conservatism. All right, now we don't mean conservatism as like modern American politics conservatism. We're talking about the original meaning of the word, the traditional political meaning of the word conservatism. In general, conservatives favor tradition and stability. They're big fans of monarchies. They're not huge fans exactly of democracy, certainly not universal male suffrage. They usually favor traditional religion, not necessarily always supporting freedom of religion. They think that could potentially lead to chaos. Basically, conservatism is a reaction to the French Revolution. They viewed the French Revolution as a result of all of those Enlightenment ideas, and they're arguing is like you see what happened is France descended into chaos. The monarch got his head chopped off. You have the reign of terror. So all these ideas, they're not good. So it's a reaction to all those ideas, and they hate revolution. They hate the chaos. They hate the upheaval. They want everything to stay the same, to stay calm. So many members at the Congress of Vienna, many countries agreed to form an informal alliance called the Concert of Europe. Britain never got on board with this, but Prussia did, and Russia did, and Austria did, and France did. This Concert of Europe, this informal agreement that all the countries are going to help each other maintain European stability. They also agreed on the principle of intervention. I said if revolution broke out in a country, the other members had the right to intervene to crush that revolution to make sure it wouldn't spread. So if there's a revolution, say in Spain, right, France is going to intervene to crush it. If there's a revolution Italy against Austria, Russia might help and intervene and crush it, or France might help and intervene and crush it. It's principle of intervention, right? Because they want everything to stay the same. Now, the conservative order is kind of going against two forces of change. One is liberalism, this idea that people should be as free as possible from government control. They believe in freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. Most of the time, they want universal male suffrage. Some liberals at the time also wanted women to have the right to vote, kind of depended on the liberal, but basically to be as free as possible from government control. They want their civil liberties protected in written form. They favor constitutions. Now, they're not always anti-monarchy as long as it's a constitutional monarchy. They just want to make sure their rights are written down and guaranteed. They want some sort of constitution. They want a legislative assembly so the people have a voice in the government. This is very much supported by the middle class of Europe. Now, liberalism is also paired with another force of change called nationalism, often work together. Nationalism is the desire for an ethnic group to have their own unified country. For instance, where Italy is today, the Italian peninsula, there was no country called Italy. There was a bunch of smaller Italian kingdoms. Some of them were independent, some were controlled by Austria. Well, Italian nationalists wanted all the Italian kingdoms to unite and form one nation of Italy. There was no country called Germany. There was a bunch of Germanic kingdoms, and German nationalists wanted all the Germanic kingdoms to unite and form their own country. Then you look inside of Austria, it's made of all these different ethnic groups. Like the Hungarian nationalists wanted to leave the Austrian Empire and form their own country of Hungary. Right now, conservatives did not like nationalism at all because that could lead to new countries like Italy, like Germany. And if you have new countries, that could upset the balance of power. If the German states united, all of a sudden you're going to have a really big country smack dab in the center of Europe, and that would certainly mess up the balance of power. So you've got conservatism trying to keep everything the same, right? You've got liberalists and nationalists, or often the times the same thing, trying to change Europe.